It's time for bookkeeping, beer, and BS. The most beneficial things in life are the things you learn not to do. Like, man, if you could figure those out faster. I point back to all of those experiences, and like I said, I think at one point we had 10. I try not to look back at it too much, but I can say with certainty I will never do that again. But I absolutely do not regret it.
No,
because if we hadn't done it, I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you. If we hadn't done that, we wouldn't have grown an administrative business. The reason why we grew a bookkeeping and recruiting business was literally because we had so many companies. We created our own entity to serve the companies we had.
Yeah.
And they paid our admin company to do the bookkeeping and recruiting and the digital marketing stuff for them. And now we don't, we have 300 plus bookkeeping clients and a couple hundred recruiting clients. And one of those clients is our own company. Everybody else is external. Never would have done that had we not made the mistake of having all these businesses. So it's totally a thing where it's like, I'm never going to do that again, but I absolutely don't regret it. I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you if that was the case.
Well, here's the thing. I'm going to challenge you on two things. First, I hate the word fucking mistake. I write about it in my book. I wrote a book. It's called Words Fucking Matter. Retrain your brain to use language that serves you. It wasn't a mistake. It was a choice. And when you make a choice, it either comes and turns out the way you anticipated or not. Mm-hmm. So either you get what you thought you were going to get, or you learn. And you know what? That's a pretty good fucking. That's a pretty good outcome either way. That's a W from where I come from, right? And then the second piece, it was the mistake. What was you said another word that got me twitching? Not really the word. It was the phrasing of it about regret, right? So here's the deal. Whenever they've surveyed people on their deathbed, people generally do not regret what they did. They regret what they didn't do.
Yeah.
So you're not sitting here saying, "Oh, I had a chance to launch this, and I had a chance to do that, and I really thought about." No, you fucking did it. It didn't work out, and then you move on. God bless. Like that's the human experience. Like we fail every day. It's like we get to a point sometime in our lives. I don't know, probably post 25, before 60, right? Because then after 60, people stop giving a shit again. And between 25 and 60, we get to this point where it's like we stop risking it. We forget how we got where we're at today. It's like when you were a baby, you're taking your first steps, you fucking fell on your ass, you fell on your face, you fell every which way there was, and you learned to fucking walk. Mm-hmm. Well, when do we get so proud, right? Is it like, 22 and I graduated and I have a degree and a piece of paper, so now I have to fucking stop taking chances? No, fuck that. Fucking shake the dice. Like, at the end of my life, it's going to be like a beater card that the fucking auto yard won't even pick up for $250, right? I want to be dead and beat up and broke because I fucking left it all in the field, right? Like that's fucking interesting. I ought not to be broke. But my body will be broke, right? But I want to fucking go in hard. And even with life now, it's like I could play it safe. I got into consulting about a year ago when I relaunched Camo Crew. And it's like, I make good money consulting. And I sit back and I listen to other people's challenges they're having in business. And 9 out of 10 times, I know the answer because I've done it, right? It's junk removal companies. I'm like, man, I don't want to do that anymore. Like I take care of my clients. I shouldn't say no. I don't want to take on any more clients that I have right now because that's playing it safe. Mm-hmm. It's like I can sit back for the next 40 years and give people answers to the test and probably make a decent living, but that's not as interesting as going out there and failing every day and figuring out new shit.
Yeah.
Like that's the human experience that I want to have. I wrote a book this last year because I said I would. And it's like, well, that was fucking interesting. Here's a kid, I failed composition twice. I failed a total of 4 English classes in 4 years of high school. I went to summer school 3 years in a row. I'm not the definition of a guy that's going to write a book. And it's like, well, that was a pretty good fucking challenge. I was scared to shit to go on and do keynote or public speaking when I was in college. In my mid-20s, late 20s, I did Speech 101 at a technical college and shook like a fucking leaf in the wind when I got up there to do a speech, right? And now I do keynote speeches all over the country. Like I chase that fear of failure. It's fucking, that's the good stuff.
It's there's a point in time where you are able to, and this probably changes situationally, but I feel like there's a realization that I hope a lot of people have it. I know I had it where I was like, oh shit, like this stress is awesome. Like I like the shaking like a leaf stress where your body knows you're about to do something fucking cool and that there's a chance of failing, and you're like, I'm jacked up, I'm pumped for it. Like, eventually, that's not a scary stress. No, like some people like get that experience and it's a negative for them. Well, I love what you're saying, because you're like, yeah, that's fucking awesome. Why like go get more of that? Why, like that's how you know you're fucking alive. You go get that stress.
Absolutely. Like I want to initiate conflict and contact and confrontation, right? Even internal conflict. Let me go. Let me get after it. Right. Harvard Business Journal did a study in 2021 here recently, and what it came down to is the chemical composition, the chemical cocktail that your brain puts out before doing something of high stress is the exact same, and it'll either lead to anxiety or excitement. The only difference is, do you predict a favorable outcome? So if you predict an unfavorable outcome, it comes in and manifests in the form of anxiety, right? What can go wrong? And when you have a positive a positive anticipation of the outcome, it's excitement. What can go right? It's the exact same thing that happens chemically in your brain. It all comes down to, do you anticipate this? There's a Hungarian psychologist, Mihai Csikszentmihalyi. I memorized his name for one of my last keynotes. And he talked about when the challenge is great and your skill can match it. Like, that's the good stuff in life, right? Well, what do you have to do? You got to go out there and build your fucking skills. Like, you talk about you. It's like, well, shit, I need employees. Well, I ought to get good at fucking recruiting. And, well, we need good fucking data and KPIs and performance. Well, I ought to get good at this fucking thing. And it's like, you built up the skill set, and now the challenge of the 300 customers is worthy of it. And now you're in the flow. Now you found the thing that's like, yeah, I got this. The pressure washing, the this, and the St. Louis, and the general manager, right? It wasn't the right challenge. It didn't match the skill set. You got to continually push yourself and increase your skill set, because then when the challenges come, you can look at them and say, you know what? That ain't for me. That ain't my challenge. Like if you said, hey, Andy, come on board and start doing recruiting. No. I don't even do recruiting in my own company. I hired our company president because he had 10-year experience in recruiting, and I suck at recruiting. I suck so much at recruiting, I delegate it. When he hired this new ops person, she starts on Monday. Never met her. That was no part of the process. I barely know her name is Emily. That's it. And I'm the one that's going to train her because I know fucking operations. I don't know dick about recruiting. And that's good. We live in this world, too, where it's like, you got to be good at everything. Bullshit. Find what you're great at and double down. Get the focus on that and apologize for nothing. Do what you do best. Leave everything else for everybody else. Yeah. And there's no shame in that.
Hey, what's up, business nerd? Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you learned a heck of a lot watching that episode. Do me a favor, subscribe right down here. And if you really like what you saw, you got more goods right here. Check out this one or check out this one and do this. Go subscribe. Appreciate you. Work smarter, work harder, go earn yourself some pride. Catch you on the next one.